Okay, so my plan is to paint some fish, and we're going to use gouache and watercolor. So yeah, gouache. And for some odd reason I don't have a rag, so we're gonna double check everything's good. Okay. All right, now northern, most people calls them northern pike, but in Minnesota I've always known them as just northern. So we're gonna put some color on this fish. I remember my mom and my Uncle John and family members out fishing, and they would come home with these fish, and they were like 4 feet long and just huge, huge fish. And they would cut them up, and then you had to watch for bones when you ate them, but they were so good. A little bit of red in there. I'm just gonna do this like this. And that's probably too red. We'll lift some of that out of there. We're using gouache for these fish. And yeah, and it was nothing to go out fishing all night long, and they would catch the fish, and then they would all sit around the table, and then it would be a big fish cleaning party. And yeah, that was pretty sweet to watch that. So now we're gonna have to add some stuff to this fish, but we have to wait until he's like dried up. So on to the next fish. And then I have one here. It's a bluegill sunfish. And there again, we got this reddish color. A little bit of reddish color. And then, yeah, a little bit of orange in there. I remember sitting on a dock. I'm not sure exactly where, maybe Sandstone, Minnesota, Pine City. I'm not sure exactly where we were, but we were, when we fished for sunfish then, we would sit on the dock and then just put the baited hook right in the water, because the little sunfish were underneath the dock, waiting, just waiting. So that's where we caught all our little sunfish. Let's put that in there too, just like that. Yep, I think they lived right underneath the dock. I'll put some more color in that sunfish. And his upper lip is a little darker than down below. This is just a first coloring of the fish. So yeah, they would be about maybe 6 inches, 8 inches. And you would clean these fish and just pan fry them. So, well, that's pretty fun. I mean, not everybody likes to sit and eat fish, but if you did, sunfish were the way to go. Okay, let's get some of that dark in there. There's like a line on this fish. I'm looking at pictures in a book of these fish. So, to get my colors, just working on my gouache look. So this is a different fin over here. Okay, and then we got the green. Don't get poked by them though, because I mean it will hurt. It stabs right into your fingers. So that's kind of not fun. A little bit darker here. Bring that up like that, just like that. And then we got a tail coming out here. And that red eye, definitely that red eye. I'm hoping that my hair isn't in the way. Now another thing too is this particular fish has this spot that's right there. Now we're gonna go back to this northern pike, and we're gonna put some green on him, but we have to be gentle with that green. So we're gonna use a smaller brush. Some spots. You can see the spots down below because everything's lighter. And then when you get to more the top of him, they're darker. He's gonna need some more lines on his fins. it's not all that great, but I mean, we're going for a good looking fish and not necessarily getting a realistic fish. So forgive me if it's not you know, perfect. We need some light. And this is where I put a little bit of this that lighter color. And then we're gonna do the same thing with this Bluegill Sunfish. Now there's a lot of spots. We're gonna start with this. A lot of spots on his fins. Yeah, I grew up going to the river a lot, and because of that, all my kids know how to fish and tie a hook and bait a hook and yeah, you know the saying, if you teach a man to fish as opposed to just giving him food, it's a lot better. Okay, so the only other thing I can do is give the illusion of some spots, and the spots come down in rows. Like there's some rows here, with that eye. And they're not really spots, it's just more or less the scales of the fish. Now if you want to clean a bluegill, all you need to do when you clean it, just take a spoon to the scales and you can just fry it. I would cut the head off, but you could fry the whole thing. Minus the insides. You want to get rid of the insides. Okay, so this is cool. Look at here. Up and around. Okay, that's what you're going to get for that. And I think that's as far as I'm going to go on this here smallmouth bass. Or this, we're going to go with the largemouth bass now. And he's got brown on him. So we're going to start with this. We're going to get him, oops, put some color on him. I have a friend in Minnesota that can cook a fish so good. And she's an excellent cook. That's always fun when you can find somebody that knows how to cook a fish. Or fillet them so good that you can't, that there's no bones in them. That's the way to have a fish. Okay, so now we need these bottom ones are white. I'm sorry for my brush being in the way. And then we got these here. Like that. Okay, so now we need a little bit more belly color, which is this right here, all the way to the back. And on this fin. Okay. Get rid of that brush before I really trash the fish. No trashing the fish. Okay, and a red eye, because this fish also seems to have a red eye. It does, at least in the photo. So that's what we're gonna do, and then I'm gonna put a little black in the middle of that eye. And then we're gonna go with some of this brown. And then we're gonna need more brown. Okay. And color in those lips. So now, would you say a fish has fish lips or not? This is always a question. All right, too much. Okay, a little bit of shadow, and that'll work. Underneath the fish, a little bit of shadow there. We're using a little buff titanium from Daniel Smith to get some lighter colors in there. We don't want it to be too dark. Now this eye, that. And these illusion of this fish. Like that. Sorry for my chair that makes all this noise. Like that. There's a lot of details on the fish. So, and we're gonna try and not get sucked into all that detail. But we do definitely need this fin to be there, and this mouth to be shown up. And there's this eye. I'm not sure about this. I actually think that I like this fish to be an illusion of a largemouth bass as opposed to trying to make it perfect. Especially when I'm not a very good at something that I've just decided to do. And there is something else that could be done. And I'm having a hard time thinking out about how I want to do it. So the scales on the fish. Kind of go like that. The only other thing left to do on this picture, so it doesn't last like forever, is put a little color in it. Okay, now we're gonna write in there. If I can find a fountain pen that works. Northern pike like to live in cold water. Largemouth bass like to hang out in deep water. Sunfish like to hang out under docks. At least those are the few things that I know about. And it's a generic picture, and it still gives you the idea of what it is. I sure hope you enjoy watching. The one thing you could do is put black marks on it, and then I'm afraid to do it. We'll do it to the northern pike. Let's see if that's what we want. I mean, I don't know if that's what I want on it. It turns my painting into more cartoony. So I don't think I'm going to do the other two at this time. I'll give it some thought. But anyways, thanks for watching, and I hope you enjoyed this. And I will see you next week. All right. Bye.